What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part, I want to say 20 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded, not Grimhammer Ironhide, Taurox the Brass Bull campaign. I got a little bit confused because of doing the several campaigns on the second channel at once. Anyway, as we saw last time, we got our first taste of some Zinchi action as the chosen Zangors entered the field with their Ungor minions and absolutely obliterated a few Skaven stacks. I was happy about that, and this army will get stronger as we add additional Zangors and additional other units like Cygors and whatnot in here. Quite excited to see the true potential or final potential of this ranged army. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this time, we actually did all the important moves last time, and the only thing that remains is to end the turn and presumably get attacked by Karl Franz and Boris Todbringer. I did, as promised last episode, prepare our two heroes here a little bit with all the best items that we had to spare, as in without taking them from anybody else, and we have a lot invested in this now, so we better not lose, because yeah, that's a big investment. Hopefully there isn't anything crazy in here, like a bunch of Demigryph Knights or anything like that, but considering the fact that Karl has only just revived and doesn't appear to have anything past tier 3, he shouldn't have anything stronger than great swords, which we will hopefully be able to hold. Let's find out. Well, I guess we'll find out if he actually attacks first, and then we'll find out other things after. Alrighty. Karl should be, I think, fairly early in the move order. Clan Pestilence wants to trade. They want to trade. And give us a little bit of money to trade. Huh, they get a lot of money for the military access. And... they want military access so much that they're willing to do a defensive alliance. I don't think we care about it, to be perfectly honest. Kind of willing to do the military access pack just to get the additional cash, though. We need this to... Yes, here's the thing. We need all of this to unlock additional God Gores. I think we'll wait on the non-aggression, but we'll do this for now. And I don't know what this will do to our bestial rage, but I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of it for a little bit more cash to get a little bit more in the way of God Gores. And yes, by the looks of it, the enemy will indeed attack. He has Zintler's Reichsguard, and by he, I mean Karl, and plenty of range units here, but not as many great swords as I thought. Still, it says Pyrrhic Victory, and we'll have to be careful. We'll put the Gift of Chaos on our Wargore here, who's on a Razorgore Chariot, and the Perfect Vigor on Aberku, mostly because I gave him an armor sundering ability, which means we can't give him the slug skin, as that would be two imbuements overriding each other. That's about all that we can do here. Let's see if we can pull this off. Karl and Boris are going to be very problematic. Well, let's can we bring them down? Let's find out. Alrighty, here we go. Boris Todbringer and Karl Franz versus some random guy we summoned. You better not lose us all those precious items. And good sir. Now, in terms of how I decided to do this was despite the fact that half of our elites, pretty much all of our elites, the Bestigors, the Mantcore, and our Lord and Hero are unable to Vanguard deploy, we Vanguard deployed everybody else. And the thing is, Karl Franz has the stronger army, the main reinforcements, and thus I figured maybe we can destroy Boris's army, especially considering a decent amount of it is made up of various range units before Karl Franz arrives. Now the difficulty here is that he does have 3 units of halberdiers and 2 units of great swords or something along those lines, and all those units will not be broken by the Gores and Harpies, or at least not easily. But at least the enemy range should go down, Harpies are in, Centaurs are moving in as well, tying up the enemy range and preventing them from getting that support in. Bleed on those Harpies is certainly going to be helpful, and there's some air, both from the Harpies and from the Centaurs, charging the Huntsmen as well. A flock of doom comes down all the way from halfway across the map, overcast, to try to help out against the halberdiers and such, though I don't imagine it'll do too much against the great swords, which are most definitely holding their own against the Gors and frankly kind of ripping them apart. However, all that said, the enemy range units quickly get overrun and destroyed by the Centaurs and the Harpies, and our unit of Centaurs with throwing axes here is helping out by chucking those axes into the backs of one of the units of great swords, which too is very much in trouble now. Compared to the other unit of great swords, it has taken a lot less damage and has worked its way through, I think, one of our units of Gors, this one, an Ungor herd rather, and that is currently escaping. Still holding the line everywhere else, and Boris has actually moved to try to kill off our shaman, but has been caught by the feral manticore, as well as our lord and wargor, and the bestigors are coming to help surround Boris as well. If he's going to isolate himself like this around all of our elites, especially the armor-piercing elites, well, we're definitely going to take advantage and kill him off before Karl Franz arrives. There we go. And down goes Boris under the press of the Manticore and all of those bestigors, but Karl is very much on the way. We have a few more seconds to attack, and I believe we have forced all of Boris's army to rout while Karl was moving, which is a pretty big difference now in terms of balance of power. That said, let's see. We've taken about half damage on a fair few of our units here. At least the Gors and Ungors are in bad shape, but now that the Bestigors have arrived, they can act as the new line, and we have our Lord to continually cast all of those flocks of doom upon the enemy as they move in. Karl looks like he wants to follow Boris's lead, flying down to try to attack one of our shamans. This would be the non-lord shaman, just a regular shaman, and Karl is welcome to him. Frankly, it might actually help us because we can use then the Spirit of Gorok as soon as that hero is at half HP, while Karl, just like Boris, gets surrounded by the Bestigors and our elites, and let's see, well, his HP ain't going down yet, but I'm sure that it will eventually. Out here, some halberdiers have sighted some bestigors, and we're going to have a little bit of a contest there. I'm sure Karl will go down, but I think it's a little bit more interesting to see the melee troops face off against each other. And there we go. Not a lot of armor for the bestigors to pierce here, as the halberdiers have only 50 armor, but at least it's something, and the halberdiers are armor piercing themselves, so they are, well, they should be reasonably efficient. They are handgunners, free company militia, and crossbows are moving in, but the Spirit of Gorok has been summoned as well. Oh, wow. And he's leaping around as he pleases. The Zintler's Reichsguard have moved in to help Karl Franz out, but Karl is most definitely in trouble, and the Spirit of Gorok trying to go after him right now, and I think he just went down in there somewhere, and just a little bit difficult to spot. But there we go, the Zintler's Reichsguard versus the Bestigors. I'm sure the Reichsguard will hold for plenty of time, but now the advantage has become ours. Bounce of power is only slightly in our favor, but the Spirit of Gorok will distract one free company militia. The Harpies and the Centaurs are moving around the flanks of the enemy army now that their melee units are engaged, and will start ripping them apart. We've seen the effectiveness of the Harpies in Malagor's army, and I'm sure that even unbuffed, they will be more than enough to handle the piles of crossbows and huntsmen. Now, against something like Thunderers or, well, Thunderers or Quarrelers, obviously the Harpies would get ripped apart if they tried this, but these guys are fragile enough for us not to be concerned. Melee enemy troops are still fighting, Spirit of Gorok still laying into the enemy, and this contest between the Halberdiers and the Bestigor herd continues to proceed. Looks like the Halberdiers are getting the worst of the exchange, but it does make sense as the Bestigors are the better unit. Though they did lose about a third of their HP as well, so or maybe closer to a quarter, so Halberdiers still did well. Anyway, that is that. Just like that, with those halberdiers, the rest of the army will shatter. We get a lot of help from our summoned Cygor here, who finally drops as his time runs out, and from the Spirit of Gorok as well. Those Harpies and Centaurs were very much instrumental in winning this battle, as they obliterated the enemy back line, and the fact that we got that Vanguard deployment to destroy Boris's army before the enemy came in. We didn't need the Bestigors and stuff to do it, which is great. If it had been a little stronger, or if it had been the other way around, we wouldn't have been able to do it that way. So the AI was definitely foolish in attacking with Boris's army first, and then using Karl as a reinforcement. He should have had Karl stay here, wherein our Vanguard deployment wouldn't have been able to do anything, and then waited for Boris to arrive and attack us all together with almost twice as many units. Alas, that's the AI for you. He fell right into our trap. Alrighty, hey, how the heck did Karl survive that? Sometimes lords just survive with 1 HP like that. I am not entirely sure why. Shouldn't they be wounded and then come back later? Maybe that's some kind of hidden trait or something I don't know about, but either way, we did pretty darn well. A heroic victory. I've been more confident in these herdstone defenses ever since the Skaven and the Vampire Coast tried that one location to the south, that one herdstone, and that they couldn't bring down. It looks like our temporary Lord Aberku got 65k damage, which is very solid, and did quite well. Oh, well done, sir. We are going to, I guess, take the favor, because once again, A, we need money, and B, and this army doesn't really need to exist. And then we'll, I guess, chase down Karl and stuff. We'll still bring Morgur down to finish Karl's faction off for good, rather than this army, but hey. Until we need the capacity, we could always send this one around to raid, or at least annoy some territory. Although I guess it does still have to build, so... And there is still that issue. Anyway, Aberku has that defeated Karl. Silman receives Plague. Yeah, it'll do that. And yeah, Plague's everywhere. We built lots of Nurgle stuff, and thus Nurglization is occurring. Take out this little army, and it's an ambush. Completely unnecessary, but sure, we'll take it. And sacrifice those captives for cash, and then do the same thing with the remnants of Karl's force. Now, as close as settlement as Zutzen... That's another ambush. Huh. I don't see Karl here. Okay, game's being really weird. Take the Bestial Rage this time, because there's basically no money. Maybe he was dead after all. Okay, we are in Talabaim all the way to here. Okay, so move forward. I guess we could attack Zutzen with this army. Yeah, this Morgur can meet up with Morgur as soon as he comes down here. For now, and we can build. Let's get a couple of... Let's get some Harpies. I didn't mean to do that. Let's get some Harpies and some more shielded Gores. Do we need any archers? Nah, let's get like 3 of them. Something like that. Alrighty, I think that... Oh, we already had 2. Maybe we don't need that many. I lied. Let's get another spear, maybe 1 more archer. Plus the Harpies. Alright, should be sufficient to conquer a basic settlement. And now, let's get a move on once again. Let's see what we gotta do. First of all, Lakshi, Ungrol, I'm gonna move you guys, just so that I don't forget you till later, because I also want to move the Tech Thief and keep on stealing tech, and you, sir, need to start moving towards the new Cornate army, as that will come up shortly. I see we found Village, who is reasonably friendly with Scarbrand. Who else is around here? I'm not really interested in Village. I'm interested in Kugat. Does he no longer spawn up here? I see Skaven corruption. I see no Nurglite corruption. I think Nakari is to the south of us now, and we can get a new hero and send him down here to find him. I see a lot of Zinj corruption down here. Does that mean... Okay, Nakari is here. Where the heck is the Nurgle corruption? I'm pretty sure Kuget's been moved. I just don't know where in this particular version of the mod. I don't even remember which version of the mod this is anymore. Well, hopefully we'll find him. I see Nurgle Corruption now. Oh, but that could be like the Magathkin. Well, no, the Magathkin should be... Actually, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll go this way after moving a little bit further this way with the Chaos Seeker. Anyway, let's continue. Tech Thief. You've got Tech to Thief. Let's give it a try, like so. 84%, don't you fail. Nice job. And you're level 29, I forget, what did I do with you? Yeah, a bunch of buffs, so if you follow an army around, yeah, you're good. You're a solid tech thief, sir. Alright, who else? Ungroll, you don't need to move. We have Sidiku, who does not need to move for another 2 turns. Storm of Suffering will unlock the Pestilent Herdstone, and then we can unlock the, Pestigores as well. And, wait, are Korngors it's already at tier 3? I already built it to tier 3. I did build it to tier 3. Oh, well, good job, Past Ruinous. I did not expect this of you. You impress me. Let's take Kazrak over to Schwarzhofen, raid it a little bit, and then take it out, and then move to the rest of these territories. Sidhu. Oh. I didn't realize there were armies here. What's the likelihood they attack us? I'm gonna say low, but I don't know. You just stay in raiding right here. Raid this other little undead faction, and back off if they try to go for you. In fact, go right here. A little bit of free money until you can recruit those Pestigores. Alright, Kazrak, Jurgen, where you are. Who else needs to be doing things? Oh, that's you. You've already moved. Malagor. Alright, you are going to swap out your giants, yes? Alright, yes. That's what we'll do. So, Malagor, I would like you to go into, I guess, Beastmen ambush stance. And we could either send you to Scab Reach. What's the best way to do this? Okay, first of all, trade these Razorgores for the Giants. Those are going to be yours. This guy can hold on to the Razorgores briefly. Maybe we send Malagor to Scab Reach, because it'll be walled, no doubt, and he can take over the, fly over the walls. While Arborku maybe starts moving to fight the Slaneshi and the Norskins, probably since Malagor's already done that. Malagor can move northward to fight the Skaven a little bit. And the Vampire Coast and whatnot, and leave the remnants of these guys to an army that hasn't fought them yet. A little bit of a different matchup. I kind of like that. Alright. And you can't recruit anything else, or at least you don't want to recruit anything else from here at the current time, so just stay there until your Godgors are available. Morgar. You are heading to Norden, but by the looks of it, you won't be able to reach it in a single bound, so raid until you can. And I'm just double checking. What were we building here? We should still get the Shaman's Pyre. We should still get the breeding stock and the Totem of Bones and all of this upgradey stuff. But right now we need money to unlock the Godgors. Taurox. Ah, yes, we're at 1733 now in terms of dread, which ain't too bad. Okay, so first of all, what we need you to do is take 2 shielded minotaurs. And that'll... No, wait, you need to take way more. Okay, wait, take a bunch of shielded minotaurs until I figure this out. We need to build... How many Bulgors and how many of everything? Oh man, this is gonna get confusing. That's the one Bulgor... Oh, right. We'll need to increase Bulgor capacity. We'll need 2 Gorgons. Like so. And then, what, another 2 maybe Gorgons for the other army? For the Khornate army? They fit in the Khornate army. They really, really do. Why not? Just build as many Gorgons as we can here. Oh, it's doing that thing again. You know what, I don't care. It's late enough in the game that it really won't make any difference. We don't even need this retrofit at all. It's just for fun. We're still going to need a bunch more Bulgors. 3 more. I guess we'll get capacity next turn. I mean, it's not like we can recruit anything else. Alright, Taurox, you've been standing still for a while, bud. It's probably unhappy about it. But what can you do? Alrighty, and we'll need to start recruiting the Corngors as well, but we don't have the capacity for it. We can't send you there yet. Would it be better to just have you... Huh. Delete you and then replace you over there with the Corngors? Yeah, probably that's what we'll do. But for now, actually I just want to double check that there isn't a really good Cornate inclined lord. No, it doesn't look like it. Booze Cravings is definitely Slaneshi. Oh, I could have a Doombull lead the Cornate army, but I want to see what the buffs for the Cornate troops are with the Blessing of Corn. Blessing Blood Sacrifice gives you less armor in favor of more damage, and then just gives a little bit of spell resistance for chosen Corngors. I might just have a Doombull lead the Corn army. I mean, 10 spell resistance ain't bad, but it ain't anything crazy either. I feel like it's not, I'll think about it. Doombulls will buff the, well, the, other bull units a lot more. Also, Rotten is nice, even though it feels Nurglish to me. Alright, I'll think about it. I will continue thinking about it as I do, but for now we're gonna skip, and end the turn. I don't think we're sieging anywhere, but if we are, I've forgotten now. Alright, let's see if we can make one more quick battle happen, and ooh, we can send Aberku out. Ooh, we can get him to fight the enemy. No. I was thinking maybe we get him to fight the Vampire Coast, but we do need to complete the destruction of Wulfric's faction. Hopefully he can handle it. I guess we'll see. We also will need him to get him those Cygors, and without them he's gonna be a lot weaker against Wulfric's stuff. We shall see. Alright, now what do we have here? The cost of skill increase and capacity for Giant and Chaos Spawn, and then Gore Herd and... yeah, no, I don't like any of those. Damn, I'm having bad luck with those. Beast Inclination is just the buffs, no matter how far. I'm gonna have to go with no matter how far. It's a lot of movement range. Urson, a Revivalist, still alive. And Clanishan and Clan Scab have confederated. Feastmaster and the Ever-Living destroyed. Morgar has a plague, and that is not super relevant to us. You cannot reach Scab Reach. The irony is real, and you also can't raid it because it's a ruin, a Skaven ruin. Even though it would probably be worth quite a bit in terms of raiding due to the fact that there's a gold mine there. But it's okay. Alrighty, go right there, and we'll have you destroyed. You, sir, are done now. And I guess you're going to start moving down here. Wulfric's back already, and ooh. This will be a much more concerning army to fight than those Skaven were, so get ready. Presuming you can't build anything else. Well, if you can, yeah, fine. Just go. And rather than waiting for the Cygor building, we might just upgrade the Herdstones to tier 3, which will allow us to recruit Cygors there. Might be the best way to do it. Anyway, 4.9k for the Squalid Encampment, and we'll need to unlock the Pestilent Herdstone, and unlock the Pestigors, and that's all the cash we have, which is an issue, but we will deal. Alright, let's move everybody else. Lakshmi Manseeker. Still seeking mans, I see. Go out here, Ungrol. Both of these are supposed to join the Corn Army, so that's where we're sending them. I think I was actually going to send one to join Taurox as well, potentially, but we shall see. Honestly, Taurox doesn't really need... I'm not even sure Taurox needs an army, per se. But just for fun. Anyway, Tech Thievery should probably continue. What is our chances? Still 84 looks good to me. And Hasten challenges success. Good. And those... well, we can't speed up the Pestigors, but that's fine. Aberku. Which Aberku are you? You're this Aberku. You need to head to Zutzen, although there is a little rebellion here. If they take it from us, we'd just delete you. But for now, head in raiding stance and move forward. And then destroy it, hopefully before another stack arrives. Raise it. If these guys take it... Well, actually, this is free dread if we could destroy that little army, so I wouldn't complain about it. Next up, we have you, sir. We need Bulgors. I said 3 more Bulgors unless I'm mistaken, so we'll get another capacity or 2. Oh, how many more turns do we have of this? 1. Okay, so we'll need 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. And then that'll be the end of the recruitment. So 1, and we'll need to take some units out of here before I get confused. Even though I'm already confused. Alright, so we'll need to make space for 2 more, right? So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll need 2 more Bulgors. Okay, yes. I somewhat know what I'm talking about. You go here. Take 1 Gorgon. And take... I don't know, another one of the Minotaurs with shields. It's just temporarily. We'll swap the stuff around, but for now they need to be recruited. And there we go. Alright, last 2 turns of... 3 turns? Damn. Alright, last 3 turns of recruitment for Taurox, but at least we're getting there. Morgar? He'll need those bulls for... Ooh, what do we have here? Am I gonna leech? We're kind of friendly with you, and I guess we still need to burn this place down. Morgar, go take out this little rebel force just for the free dread, and then go for Norden, which is undefended and should be an easy take as well. Obviously, I'll resolve this trash. And take the money at the cost of bestial rage, unfortunately, but we're using up all of the cash we got, so... Alright, then auto-resolve this. And raise it for cash, and then don't move that way. I don't know which way we're supposed to move you now, which I guess... Look, I'd love to send him to kiss... should we just... Here's the thing. If we're going to send Taurox down here anyway, maybe it would be better to just have Morgar fight Kislev and the Bone Rattlers. He's already up here, and he'd take like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 turns to get to the Wood Elves. And at least this way, we'd be fighting Wood Elves and the Kislevites, very different factions from each other. I think Morgar can trust in Taurox to do his dirty work in the Athelloran, so I think it's fine. He's there in spirit, in very chaotic spirit. Now, Kazrak, and we got another battle for you, and a fairly nice one once again by the looks of it. Plenty of undead, you're sort of used to it by now, well, you could get more so. First of all, I guess we could try to ambush this little force outside. We'll see whether that works. We'll also want to level you up, sir. I see Kazrak doesn't have any buffs for the Fury of the Herd as yet, which he damn well should. And I guess that's what we're going through now. We got about those Bestigors, and we gotta get some more capacity for Bestigors as well. And gotta get the doggo buffs as well. Alright, casters. Arcane Conduit for caster 1, and not Arcane Conduit for caster 2. You have all the good stuff in this tree, so I think we're gonna get you scouting. And double up on scouting, in fact. Let me guess, you have 3rd level of scouting? Yeah. So now the army is acting as if we have only the 2nd level of scouting. And wait, is that the last move we had to make? Indeed it is, which means you go, attack Dirk von Karstein. If the ambush fails, we fight them all. If the ambush succeeds, we auto-resolve, and then we fight... Oh, for the love of our chariots. Well, that's annoying. Damn it. Well, that's going to be very annoying, but, well, not much we can do about it. I don't think we need to lose 8 bestial rage for only 1,000 gold, though. Just to replenish or heal up a little bit. Remnants of that army will move, but we cannot chase it. So we'll go for Vlad. Spell Shield, Bray Shaman's Familiar, Opal Amulet. Getting plenty of items now that we have that magic item bonus thing. Let's get to Vladi. Pyrrhic Victory this time. They got a Black Coach, they got some Crypt Horror, some Graveguard, Vargolf, some Vargeist, Vlad, and Isabella together at last, but not for long. Let's separate them. Go. Alrighty, here we go again. Oh wow, camera, what the hell are you doing? Here we go again around, I want to say 3, as in third major battle for Khazrak versus the Vampire Counts. And once again, we'll be facing off against tons and tons of zombies, but that's as it should be. No Vampire Count army ever feels complete without a massive pile of zombies to target their enemies. Anyway, we've deployed on one side of the map. Generally, the AI, when it's already deployed like this in a line, it reacts poorly to when you hit one flank with your entire army and sort of forces the enemy into a column formation in its reaction. This doesn't usually work as well against enemy armies that have a ton of range, because then they can simply fire at you, but for Vampire Counts army and undead armies in general that are A, slow to react and to move, generally, and B, don't have much in the way of range, at least for the Vampire Counts, this certainly works in our favor. Now, we did Vanguard deploy and move all of our dire doggos, that would be the Vampire Counts, all of our Hounds of Pestilence in to destroy this unit of Black Knights with lances and barding with our anti-large, mostly because they were there, and it would be wasteful to just try to attack the zombies. Khazrak is also on foot now, so he'll be heading directly towards Vlad and Isabella to try to duel them and give him a taste of his whip and his sword, and we'll see how well he does on foot. He doesn't duel so well on that chariot, even if he does infantry blend probably much better. But hey, we've got war gores for that. We don't have to have Khazrak necessarily on the chariot, and I'd be interested to see what you guys think of the matter as well. And do we keep him off it? Do we put him back on it? What's the consensus here? Anyway, Doggos charging in, our regiment of renown of Gores fighting against some Graveguard with great weapons. That's not a great matchup for us due to their armor, and we'll have to be careful with those Gores. Gonna send in the War Gores in to try to help them and the chariots at the same time. Khazrak has found Vlad and is going to try to, well, actually he's hitting Isabella right now, but looks like both of them will be going after him. Fairly smart move of them, but it'll be much tougher to bring him down now that he's on foot and has his abilities, like the sudden summoning of the hounds. Hey, if Vlad and Isabella get to help each other out, we can make this not so much a duel and use that summoning of pestilent hounds. The enemy zombies here are completely surrounded by, speaking of hounds, as well as whatever Bestigors are trying to make their way through, and we'll hopefully destroy these and then move into helping out against the rest of these enemies. The units of Minotaurs and the Taurox Man-Rippers are moving in to try to help the Blackhorn's Ravagers because they're in trouble, getting hit by Bats, a White King, and a couple of units of Graveguard here. Of course, they will be able to hold on for a little while, but we do still need to be careful. Our Wargors are also riding around in the middle of the enemy formation best as they can. The Razorgore chariots don't have a crazy amount of mass and thus have a difficult time moving through these piles of Graveguard and zombies, but they still do pretty darn decent damage just by virtue of their existence. Or their presence. Yes, they're bogged down, but they cause bleed to all the enemies they touch, and that bleed really does stack up, especially when you combine it with repeated casts of Flocks of Doom on these massive piles of dead. Once again, I know I say this every episode where we fight the Vampire Counts, I just love fighting the Vampire Counts. If I can't fight as them, I love fighting against them. Look at all these massive piles of zombies and stuff surrounding our units. It's just very fun and entertaining to me. Anyway, we have the units of our Minotaurs holding the enemy back together with our Wargore line, and looks like they're holding off like a dozen units or 10 units or so. The battle is otherwise going reasonably well in our favor. Isabella, I believe, is down to 30% HP and Vlad's down to 25. Khazrak's taken him some damage himself, but now that all of these zombies are out, Isabella and Vlad are surrounded by Doggos and by Bestigors, the favored units of Khazrak, and it looks like he should be able to carry the day here. Alright, a couple more hits they are casting, and damn, they're still able to cast despite the fact that we had 2, I believe, uses of the Trickster Shard, but finally Isabella goes down, not enough healing, and Vlad will follow suit. Kazrak still whacking away and whipping away at him. Alright, come on, just a couple more hits, buddy. Vlad is crumbling away all this time, of course. And being poisoned and hit by those Bestigors. There we go, Kazrak cheers and is victorious, standing over the corpses of the 2 lovers. Of course, they will return, especially Vlad will revive in only a single turn due to the von Karstein ring, but that's just fine. Otherwise, the rest of his army will crumble away as soon as the lords are slain, if only temporarily, and the battle will be ours. Lovely. Apparently a close victory. I'm not entirely so sure why it would be close. Perhaps the magic expended. The Regiment of Renown of Gores did get quite damaged there, and I think the other Gore units did try to run away. We need to replace them with Bestigors as soon as we can, but man, our dread is really stretched thin, so we gotta keep on dreading. Alrighty, there we go, another victory against Vlad with Kazrak. He's certainly been kicking the vampire counts to the curb lately, and also acquiring plenty of battle loot because of his bonuses to it. Why did... Oh, I didn't put the Totem of Rust back on yet, did I? Whoops, I definitely should have done that, and I should have probably also give you a Gift of Chaos for you yourself, Kazrak. Do you have any... Okay, you know what, we'll figure that out later. He does have the Discouraged Contact effect. I'm wondering which of these would work best for him. Anyway, let's see how we did. 30k and 32k on the Fast and the Furious. The Razor Gore Chariots both did very well. Bestigor Gores, rather, and Bestigors did okay, generally speaking. Though the Taurox Man Rippers, specifically because of those halberds of theirs, were busy throughout the battle, chasing down single entities, and those didn't do as much in the way of kills and damage. Plenty of gold value, though, as we can see, nearly matching that of the Bleating Edge. Doggos did well as always, some better than others, but it looks like the Shadow Pack were the leaders of the pack at 25k in damage here, and had the Piggies do. Not as much kills, but still tons and tons of damage all over the place, and the Wargores did plenty of as well. 155 kills on you, considering they mostly just sort of stood there on their chariots for most of the battle, and that's fine. And then Kazrak spent the entire time dueling Vlad and Isabella. He's really got hurt for his trouble, but I imagine that he would have had a much more difficult time of it on his chariot than he did on foot, so there it is. And my cat's meowing. 2k, yeah, we still want 2k, so we'll loot and raise. Nah, don't move this way. I was hoping we could catch this guy, but by the looks of it, we cannot. Oh well, not a big deal. We'll then just ignore him. Maybe we'll leave him to the, I still gotta go over here. Oh wow, we can't reach this? I was about to say we could leave him to the Nurglite Force while we head to Castle Tempelhof, or maybe around or something, but I'll figure it out. Either way, we're out of time once more, and I'm gonna have to call the episode here. Next time we complete the destruction of Sylvania, most likely, and Taurox gets going once again. He's been recruiting far too long. We've nearly completed the retrofit. It'll be complete and ready to go. We'll have more action from Malagor and more action from Aberku and his Sangors as they face off against Wulfric the Wanderer. And this time, stay tuned for more Beastmen. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, as they will determine how often this campaign is posted. Keep in mind that if we drop below 100 likes, we will probably have to put this thing on the back burner and go from daily uploads to, I don't know, whenever I have time. Anyway, blah blah blah, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.